going to go ahead and get started. So I don't plan on any props today, but as always, you're more than welcome to use blocks or straps or blankets or whatever will enhance your practice. We're going to do a little bit of twisting. I love to do twists for immune function, really helps for cold and flu season and 2020. So we're going to go ahead and do some twists today. So sometimes a block is very nice, or a wall or something. But we're going to start right here seated. So just finding your way to your mat, finding your way to your seat. You can sit in your Sukhasana, your easy pose, or maybe up on your shins if that feels better to you. Whatever just calls to you to begin to center and come down into your practice. Tucking your chin in towards the collarbone, creating some length up the back of the neck. Just taking a nice big inhale, big exhale. Letting go of your morning, letting go of everything that came before. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and lift your chin. Let the head fall back. If that doesn't feel good, you can just bring the chin to neutral. But if you can, if it's in your practice today, you might let the head fall back and open up the throat. So it's hard for me to talk when I do that. So you can just all the way back. Feel this stretch along the jaw and the base of the neck. And then go ahead and release back to neutral. Continuing to work around the neck, we're looking over the right shoulder here. Really stretch and look. So look then from the right eye, look down to the right corner behind you, as if you could see your spine. I mean, you can't because you're not an owl, but that's how far I want you to look down that bottom corner of the right eye. It's really good for your eyes to do that. And then come back through center and look over towards the left. Same thing. So looking down the left corner of the left eye towards, as if you were looking at the floor behind you. And then back through neutral. And then just any kind of neck rolls here, little left and right, forward, back, little squishies through the neck. Whatever feels kind of good. Now we're going to find a neutral spine here. So we're going to do some twisting using the floor as leverage, but to start out with, we're going to do a twist without any leverage whatsoever. So I want you to bring your arms out to a T shape and then find your cactus arms. So your elbows are even with your shoulders, your palms are facing forward. And I want you to twist. So imagine that everything from the belly button down is like rooted in cement, and you're just going to twist as far as you have range of motion today towards the right, and keep your head, so like your head is following, right? And then if you want, you can look over the right shoulder and make sure that palm stays over the elbow is even with the shoulder. So this won't be a big movement yet because we're still starting out here. And then exhale, we're coming over to the other side. So back through center, make sure you're lifting up through the crown of your head, and we're going to just twist over towards the left. Same thing, just looking out towards that left hand. And then you'll probably feel the sensations as we get going here. Back through center, and then just go ahead and shake it out. Do whatever you need to here. And let's find a little forward fold just to release. After those twists, I like to forward fold. So extend your left leg forward, bring your right foot into the sole of the foot, and then start to fold over. It's like you forgot I was here. And then start to fold over the left leg, melting down. Nice and gentle on this first one. We're not breaking any yoga records here. And then inhale, push yourself back up. And we're just going to take that same head to knee, Janu Sirsasana, head to knee if you're looking at the literal translation. Shoulders align over the leg, and then just melt down over the leg, finding that forward fold over towards the right. So it's like you're trying to tap your nose to your kneecap, even though for most of us, that's not going to happen. And then go ahead and inhale, walk the hands all the way back up. And let's take ourselves over to our tabletop shape. So finding your way to your hands and knees. Knees are underneath your hips, hands are underneath your shoulders. We'll take a few rounds of cat and cow here. So just moving with your breath, exhaling, pushing away from the mat, rounding through the upper back, tuck your tailbone. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, lift the head and heart last. Exhale to round. Inhale to lift. And then moving with your breath, maybe a little faster, a little slower than I am. Maybe a little side to side action. Until we find our way to a neutral spine. Big toes touch. Walk your knees out almost as wide as your mat, and then sit back into your first child's pose of the day. Melt your forehead down. You can stack your hands and put your forehead right on your hands. And then every time you breathe, you'll feel your ribs expand against the thighs. And then if you tune in, you can hear your breath into kind of the hollow that you create underneath your body. Now go ahead and walk your hands out the length of the mat. Stay exactly where you are, pressing back into the hips here. And then walk your hands over towards the left side of your mat, maybe even getting the left hand off the mat. Maybe the right hand actually comes on top of the left. And then square your shoulders down and melt down in between the arms there. Lift your head, walk your hands all the way over to the other side. Place your left hand on the mat. Maybe the right hand reaches as far to the right as you can get it. Maybe the left hand comes to the right wrist. And then back through center. Nice. Go ahead and find your way to your downward facing dog. So curling the toes under, lifting the knees, and then just walk the feet out, maybe pedaling a little to the right, a little to the left. Shaking a little side to side here. And then we're going to look up towards the hands. And then since it's early and we're just getting started, we'll take about 5 or 6 steps to the top of the mat. Feet are underneath your hips. You can bend your knees as deeply as you need to. Drop the head towards the mat. And then slowly root down through the heels. We're going to rise up 1 vertebrae at a time, starting to unfold, unroll, coming all the way up to stand. Hands down by your side, palms face forward, feet underneath your hips, shoulders roll back and down. Take a nice big in-breath, relax your shoulders away from your ears, and then settle in with depth, but not shrinking out of this nice long spine. So you're relaxing into it, but keeping your frame. Okay, so we're gonna take a couple more of those little twists without being anchored here. Inhale, reach all the way up, press palms together, and then exhale, draw the hands down to heart center. So without moving your hips or your feet, we're just going to sweep the right arm back and the left arm forward. Your palms are going to face towards the right side of your mat. So hips are nice and square. I could make a really lame hip to be square joke, but it kind of fell flat in class last night, so I'm not going to. And then inhale, you're going to bring that right arm all the way back. Both arms sweep up. Hook your thumbs and open up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Sweep the left hand back. Let it draw your shoulder. Your feet are rooted. Your hips are rooted. Your right hand reaches forward. Nice. Inhale back through center. Hook those thumbs. And then inhale up all the way. Take a nice back bend here. Exhale, fold all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, step the right foot back. Right knee comes to the mat. Right hand underneath the shoulder. Left hand comes to your left knee. So you're keeping this knee right over the ankle. If it doesn't feel good to be on that right wrist, you can make a fist and come to your knuckles if that feels better. And then once you're here, once you have your balance and you're all set, then you're going to sweep that left arm up and open up. Beautiful. Left hand comes down. You're going to center your shoulders and then just sink back into a half split here, Ardha Hanuman. Left toes come off the mat. Fold down over the left leg. Inhale, walk forward. You're going to curl the toes under on that right foot, lift the right knee and step forward back into that forward fold. Nice. Inhale, root to rise all the way up. Hands come to heart center. So we're going to add on here. If you want to stay exactly where we did it the first time, if your balance is not your friend today, stay with keeping both feet rooted. Otherwise, go ahead and float the right foot or the right knee to tabletop. So knee is even with the hip. You can flex or point your foot. It really doesn't matter. You're going to bring the left hand to the right knee, and then you're just going to sweep the right hand behind you and look out over your back hand. So you're balancing and you're twisting. Beautiful. And then just go ahead and inhale, both hands come back to heart center and place the right foot on the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold. Shake it out. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms nice and wide. Inhale all the way up. Hands come to heart center. The left knee comes up. We're going to do the exact same thing on the second side. So when you balance on one leg, your hip might come up. I'm really exaggerating that there so you can see it. So just make sure that your hips stay aligned with each other. Right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Left arm is going to sweep behind you, look out over, maybe taking a look at that left thumb. We're looking at the dog who's about to knock over the camera. Beautiful. Both hands come all the way back, melt down, hooey, forward fold. Nice. Inhale, half lift. We're going to take that twist to the second side. You're going to step back with your left foot. Left knee comes down to the ground. Left hand under the shoulder. First, you bring the right hand to the right knee. And when you do that, you're trying to stack your shoulders on top of each other. So you're finding that length in through the whole torso. And then once you have that, then float the right hand towards the sky. And then just relax your shoulders. Right fingertips come to the mat and then slide back into your half split, melting down over the leg. Inhale, walk your hands forward, curl the toes under on that back foot, and step forward, forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking that twist into a chair pose, nobody likes this shape. We're gonna squeeze the palms together. Big toes touch, a little space between the heels. If that doesn't work for your hips today, you can keep your feet more in athletic squat, so about hip width. And then you're just going to sit back into your chair. And then the same thing we did before, you're just going to twist and turn over the left. I'm gonna go left first so that I can face the camera. So just look over the left shoulder and then hinge, place that elbow on the outside of the knee. So see if you can do that without, first the right knee pops forward, so you want them even. And then you want to make sure that your hips aren't swiveling out. And then just look up. Nice. Inhale, stand all the way up, hook the thumbs. Inhale, reach up, take that little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center, sitting back, sitting down into your chair. Turn, swivel, hinge, and hook. Check in, make sure that you're rooting through all four corners of both feet. Inhale, stand all the way up. Inhale, take that nice back bend. Exhale, fold down. Nice. We're going to put those two things together. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right foot steps back. Keep the knee off the mat. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, lift, left hand up. Nice. So we're just going to let this left hand float back, right hand's floating forward. You can stay here. So this is enough. You don't need anything else. If you're falling all over the place, you need a wall to hold on to. You're really balance challenged here. Don't go any further. You want a little bit more. You're going to take this left hand to your right leg and your right hand up. Hoo-wee. Nice. Now this right elbow comes outside of the left thigh and stack your hands and open up into this twist. So again, balance challenge. If you need your hands to help you, we're stepping this back foot forward. You can always bring your hands to the mat and just step forward. But if you want to work a little stronger, stay in the twist and slide that back foot into that chair pose. And then inhale, reach all the way up. Hoo-wee, take that back bend. Exhale, fold. Nice. Just go ahead and shake it out here. Walking out the feet, bending the knees, pedaling them out, maybe lifting the heels, letting the hips shake from side to side. Nice. Inhale, half lift. Beautiful. Exhale, we're going to step back with that left foot, almost the same side twice. And then inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, this left hand is coming down, the right hand is going up. Take that twist. So the lower your hips get, the more you secure into your core. If you can float kind of that backhand off the mat, then you'll find your balance maybe a little bit easier to come by. Backhand floats back, front hand goes forward, so left hand forward, right hand back. You can stay here. The more you squeeze those knees in towards each other, towards the midline, the easier it gets. Backhand to the back leg, front hand goes up, and then exhale, hook that elbow, stack the hands, find that twist. Nice. You can hang out here. You can bring both hands to the mat. We're just going to find that chair pose again. So you're just going to step forward into that chair, maybe 3-4 steps to get there, whatever it takes. And then inhale, rise all the way up, hook the thumbs. Hooey, that feels amazing. Exhale, fold. Nice. Go ahead and pedal it out. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and step that right foot behind the left. And then we're just going to bend down into the knees, take that seat into our Ardha Matsyasana, half Lord of the Fishes. So your right foot is folded next to your left hip. Your left foot is on the outside of your thigh. If this is too much, of course, you can always extend that right foot long. And then we're just going to wrap the right elbow around the left knee and look out over the back shoulder. So it's hard to take deep breaths here. So you just take teeny tiny little sips of air. Every time you inhale, maybe lift through the spine a little bit more, and exhale, twist a little deeper. As you warm up into this practice, you might even bring your elbow to the outside of the knee. It's totally optional though. Nice. Beautiful. Go ahead and unwind, unravel. So remember, left leg is on top, because I'm going to come back to that and I'm going to get confused, I know it. Just place that right knee on the floor and reach that left leg out long. We're coming to a tabletop shape with the left leg behind you, and just float that left leg off the mat. So again, twisting and core, twisting and core. You can hang out here. This is more than enough. You do not have to go any further. You can stay here, or you can walk your right hand out in front of you. You can even float that right finger off the mat. Nice, beautiful. Go ahead and place that right hand down, place that left knee down, curl the toes under, find your way up and back, downward facing dog, and just shake it out. Beautiful. Walk your feet halfway up your mat so they're in the middle of your mat. Walk your hands halfway back so that they're meeting your feet. And then we're just going to the other side. So you're going to lift that left foot, step it behind the right, maybe bending through the knee, and take a one-legged squat. If that doesn't work, you can use that left foot as a kickstand and come all the way down. I use all of my hands to get me down into that half Lord of the Fishes on the other side. You're just going to scoop the left elbow around the right knee. I'm impressed I ended up on the right side, and look over the right shoulder. Maybe hooking that elbow to the outside of the thigh as you get warmed up. And unwind, unravel. Beautiful. And then again, you're just going to leave that left shin on the mat. So you're going to rock forward, left shin stays down, unhook that right and send it out behind you. And float those toes off the mat, square off the hips, pull the belly up and in. This is our core work for today. Walk the left fingers forward, maybe float them off the mat. Nice. Both hands and knees come down. Sit back into your child's pose one more time. Sitting back. Knees together this one. Just draping your body over your thighs. Again, you can bring your hands underneath your forehead and just melt down. And then go ahead and walk yourself up onto your shins. So if you want a little bit more, you can curl your toes under. I know nobody ever likes that one. So you can curl your toes under. We're not going to be here for very long. We're just going to take one more easy twist. So with your toes curled under, bring your right hand to your left thigh. Your left hand comes around, look over your left shoulder. So there's so much going on, your mind doesn't know what to focus on. And then go ahead and unravel, unwind, left hand, right hip. Nope, left hand, right thigh, right hand, left hip. There we go. Okay, the next thing I'm putting in here is like an anatomy poster with the right and left. And then go ahead and unwind, unravel. Go ahead and release your toes, give them a nice little kick, a little tap out, and find your way all the way down onto your back. And I'm gonna lead you into the juiciest of juicy twists, my favorite of all. So go ahead and pull those knees in, take a nice little rock side to side. And go ahead and extend your left leg forward, right down the mat. Pull your right knee into the heart space, and then go ahead and extend that left or right leg up towards the sky. So when we take this twist, you can bend the knee if you like, but if you're looking for a deeper stretch, you'll keep it straight. So you're going to take onto the outside of that right leg and pull it across and bring that foot all the way down to the floor. So shoulders are square here, right toes are on the mat, and your hips are stacked, right? Your right hip is right on top of the left. Now, if your shoulders aren't on the floor or pretty darn close, then don't go any further here. You can bend the knee and you can bring that right hand closer to you if that feels better. But if you're okay here and want to take this a little bit deeper, you can bend the left foot and reach down with your right fingers and grab onto the right left toes. But you want to keep the shoulders aiming towards the sky here. Now, if your arms are longer than mine, you might even hold on to the toe of the right foot. But I have short arms, so that doesn't work. So anywhere you can grab. You can even bend that top knee. And if you relax, if you give yourself space in this pose, you'll actually feel your spine snap, crackle, pop into place. But the more tense you are, the more you hold the muscle, the harder it is for the bones to align, because the muscles are holding them wherever you're clenching. So this pose is cat pulling its own tail. Just take a few breaths. If you need to back out, you absolutely can back out. Without becoming a slingshot, release the left toes if you have it. Bring the right arm out to the side. Use your left hand to guide your right leg back through center. Coming back onto your back, pulling that right knee in, giving it a nice tug, and then scooping that left leg up and into a figure four here. So just hooking that right ankle on top of the left knee, rocking a little side to side. So you're going to feel super stretchy and twisted after this. Beautiful. Go ahead and unhook that right leg, let it go nice and long down the mat, and take that left knee in towards the heart space, pulling it into the ribs. And then if it's in your practice, you're going to extend that left leg straight. Maybe take some ankle circles if that feels good. Flex the toes, get some wiggles going there. We're going to take this left leg across. So remember, you can bend the knee if that feels better. If you have the space, you're going to keep it long. And then you're just going to twist stacking your hips. So notice one side is probably very different than the other. Left shoulder, you still want that square to the floor. So I have a little space on mine, but for the most part, my shoulders are nice and square. And then go ahead and bend that right knee if you want. Grab onto the toes with the left hand, and then press that left shoulder back open. So if you have a strap, that helps. Again, if you have more room, longer arms, you can grab onto maybe the ankle. The more you relax, the more you get out of the shape. Go ahead and release that right foot. Use your hand to pull that left leg back across the body. And then scoop into your figure 4 here. You can keep the foot on the mat if that's enough, if you've had enough of all of this. Otherwise, you can grab behind the shin. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and unhook, reach the legs nice and long down the mat, stretch the arms overhead, take a nice big stretch. You can let the back arch off the mat if that feels good. And then exhale, melt down into your final resting shape. We have a little bit longer to spend here today. So if you have props or whatever you'd like to get yourself all situated, you can go ahead and do that. Left foot reaches the left corner, right foot reaches the right corner, or maybe even taking a butterfly if that feels good. Hands can come wherever it feels right. Eyes can close. Start to lengthen your breath. Taking deep, deep inhales. Maybe open mouth, sigh it out. Bending your knees and putting your feet on the mat, knees pointing towards the ceiling. Notice how the tension in your back just melts away. Slowly making your way towards your right side and pausing there. Head rests on arm, knees are bent. Perhaps eyes are closed. Using your hands to help you, coming towards your easy seat, your Sukhasana pose. We're going to begin to wrap our class the same way we began, with some gentle twisting. Just bringing your fingers towards the right fingers behind you, left fingers to your left knee, and keep your eyes closed for this. Maybe turning the head towards that right shoulder. And then gently swinging over towards the left, bring the left hand to the right knee. Right hand, left knee, left hand behind. Back through center to the other side. Twist to the left. We are literally wringing away the stress of your day over towards the right. Over towards the left. If you remember back to when you were a kid and you did this, it was so much fun. It felt so good. To the right. To the left. And then coming back through center, we're going to fold forward. One last forward fold, bringing your forearms to the mat, melting down between the arms, maybe snuggling the elbows into the shins, planting palms together in prayer, and let the head fall down. Using your hands, walking yourself back up, sitting up nice and tall, bringing hands to heart center. Setting your intention for whatever the rest of your day will bring. Perhaps it's feeling light, maybe getting out into the sun and feeling energized. Whatever you have going on, make it an I am statement. Make it positive. I am energized. I am positive. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. Have a fabulous rest of your Tuesday.